Hello, beautiful beings, kings, and queens. Thank you for tuning in to the Golden Petals podcast. Bienvenido, mi gente, lo que hay. Thank you for tuning in to the Golden Petals podcast. I know it's been a few months since I posted. Baby, I've been living life, okay? I've been traveling, I've been locked in with myself, learning a lot of different new things. And in my time away, I was also celebrating the 1 year anniversary since I dropped Golden Petals, the book. Can you believe it's been a year already? Thank you to everyone for the support. I really and truly appreciate all the words of encouragement, seeing the support when I see y'all send pictures of, getting your copy of the book. And I just truly appreciate each and every one of you. So if you haven't purchased your copy yet, the link is available to you. Click below, click on the page. It is definitely there. And so don't be afraid to get a copy of Golden Petals, the book, and Golden Petals, the journal, to accompany it as well. So thank y'all so much for rocking and rolling with me on this journey. From my heart to yours, I appreciate you. I love you. I see you. And thanks, y'all. So without further ado, we'll just hop right into it per usual. Today's topic is alchemy. We will be talking about the sacred process of alchemy. Alchemy is when you transmute things. For lack of a better term, alchemy is when you can take something that is thrown your way and make it work for your best and highest good. Alchemy is about transformation. Alchemy is when you turn your pain into power, your tests into testimonies, and your tragedies into triumph. It is when dirt is thrown on your name and you still have a garden bloom from the dirt that people were throwing at you and on you. So alchemy, it is a sacred process. If you want to get down to the technical term of it, it is essentially, for example, when you can take like old metals that are melted and you turn them into new, beautiful jewelry. And from a spiritual perspective, it is when you are able to transmute, and when something is thrown against you or at you, it can then be flipped to work into something that is for your best and highest good. And so it is definitely easier said than done. However, it is one of those things that can really carry you through. And this is how you can overcome obstacles, overcome circumstances, and when things are thrown your way. And part of alchemy, especially as a woman in her divine feminine, it is knowing your self-worth. Knowing your self-worth, knowing that the value that you hold is not contingent to other people's recognition of your value. Knowing that your worth is not contingent upon other people's validation, and being able to have a strong internal baseline within yourself where you know your resistance, you know what works for you, with you, against you, and you can know what areas you're able to flow and what areas you're kind of having that friction with, and being able to be honest about what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and being able to take that information to flourish forward into your best and highest self. And your resilience is your strength in these sacred moments. Oftentimes, we go through very challenging, difficult, unexpected moments that can throw us off our square, and it can catch us off guard. And there is so much power in the pivot. And oftentimes things may go differently than what we have planned, but we just real quick got to hit a 1-2-1-2 and adapt to the circumstances. that are around us. And that is part of alchemy. Part of alchemy is adaptation. Part of alchemy is adapting to a circumstance that is beyond your control and recognizing, even though things may not be necessarily going according to plan, there are factors within you that, even though you can't control what's going on around you, you can absolutely control what's going on within you and how you respond to it. And these are the situations that require you to play chess, not checkers. And so, a lot of times when we are thrown off our square, it's so important that we remain in control of our energy and in control of our emotions, because when we make moves and decisions from an emotional space, sometimes down the line that can backfire on us. So, a lot of times there is power in being able to observe. There's a phrase: be slow to speak and quick to listen. And part of adapting is being able to be mindful of your surroundings and aware of what's going on. And you can peep the vibe, peep the game, what's going on, and then you can move accordingly. And when you move accordingly, what that allows you to do is that allows you to be able to make your next move your best move. And that's part of alchemy as well, because you're able to take a circumstance that was supposed to set you up for failure. There's a circumstance that it was designed to cut you down or throw you off. And then what happens is, because you're in control of your emotions and you're in control of your energy, you are in control of your power. And when you have that baseline of control within yourself, and there are external factors that are trying to throw you off, you're able to make a decision from a space of wisdom. And you're able to respond instead of react. When you react, it's like a knee-jerk reaction. It's like that's what you do first. But when you respond, that's coming from a space of, you're able to see what is going on. And you're able to, from a controlled space within yourself, make a decision that works best for you. So when you're able to adapt, it gives you the power to still remain at the control panel of your life and make decisions that work for your best and highest good. Oftentimes, they say that heartbreak is a portal to your best and highest self. And I would definitely agree with that, because there are circumstances where in the moment something feels absolutely devastating and it is beyond difficult. And you learn a version of yourself that you wouldn't have known otherwise, and you're able to grow from that and multiply blessings that otherwise may not have transpired. That's why oftentimes you see a lot of women where they go through a devastating heartbreak and then their whole life levels up. You'll see a woman and she'll, be going through a devastating time and heartbreak, and then she bounces back 1,000-fold. And it's a beautiful thing to witness, because you can see where that alchemy transpires and takes place, where something that was sent to destroy you ends up being the thing that propels you forward to timeline jump, to quantum leap. And so what will happen is, the transformation is so powerful that on a cellular level, you shift into a higher, healthier, better, more aligned version of yourself. That's why oftentimes when people are going through something that is so devastating and they come out on the other side of it, it's not uncommon where you'll hear people be like, yeah, the second that I went through that and I walked away from that, I got a new apartment, new car, new job, just everything brand new, everything elevated. They start going places that they didn't go before. They start running in circles that they didn't run in before, meeting new people that they didn't meet before, just completely elevating and transforming their life because they were open to the process. And part of being open to the process is surrendering what you think it's supposed to be, and releasing your attachment to that desire and allowing what is unfolding to reveal itself so you can take that information to make your next move your best move. And that's part of alchemy. Alchemy is being able to turn your pain into power, because we all go through seasons in life where it is raining, and after the rain comes the sunshine. After the rain comes the rainbow. After the storm comes the sun. And after, you know how the saying goes, it is always darkest before dawn. So when you are going through these very vulnerable, volatile spaces, it's important to keep in mind that that is not going to last forever. And it's easier said than done, because I totally understand that when you're in the midst of it, it's a horrible place to be. It doesn't feel good. So I never want to take away from that aspect of it, but I definitely want to encourage anyone listening to know that those moments are absolutely temporary, and that what comes beyond that can be what you keep in your arsenal to flourish forward and being the best version of you. And part of tapping into your divine feminine energy, for my ladies on here and for my fellas too, because we are all fluid beings, but just also knowing that part of tapping into your divine feminine energy is allowing yourself to receive. And part of the way that you receive is when you kind of just allow yourself to relinquish your need to control the process and be able to sit and see the outcome, and allowing yourself to be surprised by what God and the universe have designed for you, because what is for you will not miss you or pass you by, and your blessings are your blessings and they are for you. No one can ever take that away from you. And so part of that process of alchemy is allowing yourself to also receive. To receive, to allow yourself to let God and the universe show you how amazing things can get. How amazing things can get, how magical things can get, how beautiful things can get, how elevated things can get. And trusting the power of change and trusting the power of transformation, because part of that process is surrender. And when you surrender, you allow yourself to get out of your own way. And when you get out of your own way and you start to see how things can fall into place, then blessings just start to fall into your lap. Abundance, blessings, just so much more that is beyond what you can imagine. And it is a very beautiful thing, when you're able to reclaim your power and you're able to sit back and see, well, you know what someone had designed for my evil, or for evil, had worked towards my best and highest good. What someone had meant to work against me and mi contra is really working a mi favor. So it's just really being able to sit there and watch God work and the miracles and magic and blessings of life, where it's like the scripture says, God prepares a table before me in front of my enemies. So there will be people who are going to prey on your downfall. There are going to be people who are going to speak against you. There are going to be people who hurt you, who betray you, and it is going to hurt. And from that dirt, flowers can still grow. Flowers can still grow. That can still be utilized in a way to work for your best and highest good. And that can apply on a personal or a professional level. And so it's just being able to really sit there and observe the situation for what it is, to not relinquish your power for anyone or anything, and to have faith that this is not the end of your story. God did not put a period there. That is a comma. And the story is going to continue to keep going, even if you don't know the answers or how it's looking. And there is so much value in who you are that is not dependent or contingent on anyone else's validation, recognition, or acceptance. Because at the end of the day, your power is within you, period. Your power is within you. That is something that no one can rewrite or take away. And so there are going to be situations where things are designed to bring you down. And you will be surprised at how much you can level up, because on the other side of that trial and tribulation is a triumph. On the other side of that problem is a solution. On the other side of that heartbreak is healing. On the other side of that challenge, there is something so beautiful, and it's just when you're walking through those dark spaces, trying to hold on to the light that you carry within yourself, and to know that anything that is formed to bring you down doesn't have the final say. The weapons may form, but they won't prosper. That's how the saying goes. The weapon may form, but it won't prosper. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. And so just keeping that in mind, to know that when it comes to transmuting, you have that ability to do it. And so just reminding yourself, like, yeah, you are that girl. You are. Or, you are that dude. Just reminding yourself that you have the ability to overcome what is thrown your way. You were created for this life for a reason. You were created to be able to withstand what is thrown your way. And there is so much more to your story. And challenges are not the end of what you're experiencing or what you're going through. And there is absolute power in being able to really sit within yourself, reflect within yourself, and being able to level up from that. It's possible. It happens. People do it all the time, every day. And so if you find yourself being tested, just know it's not on you, it's in you. And everything will come to pass. So I'm keeping it cute today. That was all I had. I definitely appreciate y'all tuning in. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Hit the link if you haven't already to get Golden Petals, the book, as well as Golden Petals, the journal. As always, I appreciate y'all. And until next time, love y'all.